Every decade, 100 million people die because they lack access to basic health services. Tuberculosis, for example, has had a cure rate since 1943, but the rate of TB is 85 times greater in India than in America now. Why do so many preventable deaths occur? What do these staggering disparities in location mean? Answers to these questions are complex and connected to centuries of exploitation and inequitable distribution of resources that have had a tremendous toll on human health globally. Dr. Paul Farmer devoted his life to the thousands of patients he served around the world as a physician, anthropologist, and global health advocate. He was dedicated to his patients and the future healthcare providers he trained, from Boston to Kigali, Rwanda to Lima, Peru, particularly through the nonprofit organization he co-founded, Partners in Health. His vision for health equity alongside his colleagues and patients centers around the idea that everyone deserves quality healthcare. But how can we make this a reality? The answer? Solidarity and justice. The Paul Farmer Memorial Resolution does just that. In September of 2022, a coalition in the United States House of Representatives introduced the Paul Farmer Memorial Resolution as a 21st century global health strategy, honoring Dr. Farmer's legacy and vision. Its goal? To reaffirm the right to health for all by preventing over 100 million unnecessary deaths per decade via bold and effective investment in the global economy. Now, what does that even mean? The 4 goals of this groundbreaking resolution are increasing the U.S. global health spending, reforming global health aid to better support low and middle income countries, creating a more just and democratic global economy, and emphasizing reparations as a necessity to justice. Let's break that down. By increasing the U.S. government's expenditures on global health to $125 billion per year, less than 2% of a fiscal year's budget, we can meet around 30% of the essential universal health care financing gap for low and middle income countries. It will also enable the United States to meet the United Nations international aid target of 0.7% gross national income for the first time. This will greatly help the struggling economies and welfare of countries that have been historically and are presently exploited. But we can't simply funnel more money into broken global health systems. We must reform global health aid as well. The resolution's second proposal strives to help build and sustain national health systems that align with local plans, priorities, and values, unlike previous programs that have political agendas and come with strings attached. This reform also hopes to prioritize the development of and equitable public access to new medical technology for diseases of poverty. The third section of the Paul Farmer Memorial Resolution seeks to make the global economy more fair, just, and democratic to ensure that the countries in the Global South are not further depleted of their resources. Specifically, it calls for the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, and the World Trade Organization to be democratized in order to give low and middle income countries the equal representation that they deserve to have a greater say over decisions about their economies and health systems. Furthermore, it pushes for global debt cancellation to relieve developing countries of an immense and often unjustly imposed burden and to end the incessant illegal and harmful extraction of wealth from low and middle income countries to high income countries. Additionally, supporting global labor rights like a global minimum wage will help correct the prevailing injustice of the global economy. Lastly, the resolution advocates for reparations. As Paul Farmer studied and examined over the course of his career, justice requires both stopping the ongoing harms of post-colonial inequalities that harm people around the world and rectifying past harms caused by slavery, colonialism, imperialism, and more. Now you might be thinking, that's a lot of money and work being channeled out of the US and into developing nations. Is it worth it? Not only is it worth it, it is in fact necessary. For hundreds of years, poor countries have developed rich countries through colonialism, enslavement, and other devastating forms of oppression. We must reverse this trend as a matter of justice. It's the right thing to do. In fact, the benefits of investing in global health far exceed the costs, not only because it improves economic productivity and decreases every country's risk of pandemic disease, but it proves the intrinsic value of health that everyone has a right to access and achieve. More questions, thoughts, concerns? Visit PIH.org and navigate to their Paul Farmer Memorial Resolution page to read more about what makes this resolution the North Star for global health equity. Want to get involved? Share this video with friends and family to spread the word. And tell your representative to support the resolution via www.pih.org/advocate. Let's make this resolution a reality.